Hey, what's up, everybody? Frederick Polk here. So I want to talk about Elon Musk and why he's a shitty leader. Not just morally, but effectively, he's a shitty leader. He's mostly like Trump. He's a hype man. And I'm going to tell you why. I'm going to explore one reason. And that's his move fast and break things, whatever he does. Where it comes from and why it's stupid. So in the tech world or in startups, there's this concept of failing forward, right? And normally in tech or in any kind of startup business, it's really just you or maybe a few other partners, and you're kind of doing everything. You're playing in multiple roles. You know, you're an accountant, your operations, you're all these things because you just don't have the overhead or the need to hire other people, right? And especially if you're innovating, you're trying different things. So the goal is to, quote, fail forward, right? As long as you're moving forward, even if you're failing, it's fine because you can reassess. You can say, well, this worked, this didn't work, or this, and go from there. The thing about that is, though, is you're not moving fast and breaking things, right? You are moving quickly, but you're always assessing. You're always taking in data. You're always you are doing the research, what's available, to make educated guesses on which way to go. And when they don't work, you try to factor that in so you can make a better guess in the future. Hence the falling forward part of the failing, right? The problem comes is when you start scaling up. When you suddenly have too much volume, or you have these good problems, right? You have too much volume, too much sales, you just have to start hiring other people. And now you have to put in a structure. You've scaled up to a mid-sized company and you have to start delegating tasks. You have to start putting in policies or procedures. You have to start working with people that maybe don't do the same things that you do. You start siloing departments because you have to do that by necessity. That takes a whole different skill set, right? Coming into an organization like the federal government, you don't want to move fast and break things, because if you break things, bad things are going to happen. What you want to do is assess and figure out why things work the way they do. Is there a reason they work that way? Is that reason valid? Is it just because it's institutional habituation, i.e. that's the way we've always done it and nobody's ever questioned it? Is it done for a reason that maybe doesn't make sense for efficiency, but it's done for other matters, right? Like maybe it's done for politics. I'll give you one example. On the F-16 fighter jet, for every jet, they make two engines, one that goes in the plane and one that's an entire engine that can be replaced in the plane at a moment's notice. Now, that's horribly inefficient. You don't really need that. You just need parts. But we do that basically because it's welfare to the states that make those engines, which is, I think last I checked, it was in Ohio, if I remember correctly. But that's the point, right? There's reasons that organizations and people do things. They may not be good reasons, but they're reasons. So when you come into something like the federal government, an entity that size, you don't want to move fast. You don't want to break things. You want to assess before you do anything. Now, whatever reason Doge is doing this, and there's a lot out there for speculation, whether it's to get data to use for their AI training models and for Elon to boost up his advertising on Twitter, or, you know, it's the ketamine, or it's a fascist takeover, or it's techno feudalism. I don't know. I can't answer those questions. What I do know is, in terms of being a leader, he sucks, both morally and effectively. He's a terrible leader. And at this point, it doesn't really matter, or soon it won't, why Doge is doing what they're doing. Because the real world effect is going to be, they're going to break things, and it's going to hurt. And people aren't going to like it. Anyway, that's all I got for you today. Keep the faith, defend democracy, and I'll see you later.